Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Market Insights with Linux, and welcome to this new update, a very much needed update, and also it's going to be a very interesting update on Tesla. We're going to be analyzing the Tesla stock right here, which is down a little bit together with the market, obviously, after all the new trade war tension that started last week, Friday, which we'll still have to see how that goes, and honestly, on the short term, like fundamentals like that, and headlines surrounding that will and can influence the markets, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'll make sure that you're a bit prepared for that. But ultimately, on the higher time frames, I don't think it matters, and I would even argue that on the higher time frames, short-term volatility caused by short-term news and headlines create great long-term opportunities, and that's also why I wanted to make this video. Outside of that, last week Friday, I was also a bit busy. Usually on Friday I do my Tesla update. I cover Tesla weekly, so I did not do that. So we're back right now with a full video and updates on Tesla. Now, first of all, to talk about some fundamentals, because I think most of you know what happened regarding the export controls that China instated, I think October the 9th, so that was Thursday, and then the new tariffs, or at least the tariff threats made by Trump on Friday. Those are set to start the 1st of November. Today, Scott Bessent already said that talks would already start this week. I think it's most likely that a trade deal is going to happen, or some sort of a renewed trade deal, or that they're going to say something about these minerals in the trade deal that's already under construction. Who knows? I think it's going to be okay, but short term, it can escalate a little bit further, right? But ultimately, when we're talking about the fundamentals of Tesla, I would say, Tesla as a company and Tesla as a stock that over the course of the last year has had a lot of bad news, right? It's a lot of bad news. Europe sales are going down. China sales are going down. Elon Musk is no longer focused on Tesla. A lot of bad news. And I'm saying it like it doesn't matter. It does matter, right? But if we compare that and that sentiment around the news and the sentiment around Tesla that was created by the news, if we compare that to right now, I would argue the recent news has actually been pretty good. They actually scaled up the production in Shanghai. They had some growth in sales year on year in China as well, which is a major market, of course. And I think they're taking the right steps to bring sales in Europe back up to par as well. I think they're lowering some prices on the Model 3 and Model Y. I think that works. I think that makes it significantly more attractive for me as a potential customer. And they're doing the same in the United States as well. And they're still building a lot regarding the robotics and full self-driving, etc. I'd say the fundamentals are fine. When we zoom out right here, I'd say the fundamentals are fine to hold the breakout we had in the middle of September. In the middle of September, we broke above this level around $400. More specifically between 385 and 410. The key question always is, after getting a breakout like that, can we hold that? And I would say the answer is yes. Right, so what I expect, it looks like we topped out right here the 2nd of October. I think we're holding the breakout. So with that, like I said, short-term volatility could happen. I think some interesting, based on the fundamentals, I think we can hold that breakout. Based on the fundamentals, I think that's justified. And then based on the short-term fundamentals, based on the short-term news, I would say based on that, a decent entry is sitting right here between 395 and 380. Now, is this financial advice? No, but it seems to me that we are starting to form a solid consolidation and solid range on top of the level we've broken above at $400. So then you get something like this, right? So that's beautiful yellow. And then with short-term volatility, you can get a spike like this, right? And I think that's an opportunity, both short-term, medium-term, but also long-term. And this is also what I expect, because like I said, I think the fundamentals for Tesla are good enough to suspect that we will be able to hold the breakout. While I also think that the short-term volatility and short-term uncertainty in combination with the topping price action we had at the start of October makes it more likely that we will range for a bit here, maybe for the rest of October, maybe into November, before we can see our next leg up into $500. So those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Tesla right now, fundamentally and technically. Hopefully it helps some of you a little bit. This is how I personally see it and how I will trade it. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, everybody, and take care. Bye.